Hello everyone, and welcome back, or welcome to Sir Neva Gaming. I am Sir Neva Gaming, the type of guy that has no other video ideas, so he decided to do 5 billion tips for start rooms. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, we are back to the weekly uploads, as promised. I think Casper finally found a place to get his beauty rest. See here, yep. He's sleeping right by the rules because Jeff went to the news pen. Yeah, we're back to the weekly uploads. And we're going to be keeping it this way. And I have no other video ideas, so I decided to do 5 billion tips for start rooms. Because let's be honest. If you're a map maker, you're going to need a start room. Just, like, plain and simple. If you just throw them in, the people can be like, oh, what? Or at least just throw them in the story or something like that. But either way, 99.5% of the time, you'll need a start room. And, well, a lot of people do usual cubes, which is, honestly, that's fair. But they can kind of get boring over time. And as a map creator who's made 11 maps, this one will be in map 12, and this one is, that is me. This one will be international, this one is international button finding, which is I'm working on now. It's one of those big projects I'm working in the background. It's a challenge video going back to the days of Find the Button created by AI. So yeah, 5 simple tips for start rooms. Because if you're from map creator to map creator, you're gonna want a start room. Alright, at least I assume you're a map creator if you're watching this video. Or no one's watching this video. I'm just giving these tips to no one. But hey, you don't know what you're missing out on. But yeah, I've made a lot of start rooms because I made a lot of maps. I've discovered what works and what doesn't work. And in some cases, the things that do work don't work, and the things that don't work do work. That is something for for another time. Won't get into it, but for now, I'm just gonna be giving you 5 tips that work most of the time. A lot of the time, not most of the time, a lot of the time. Especially, okay, something like that. Yeah, some of them work all the time. You'll see what I mean. But yeah, without further, okay, Jeff. You and me. Look. You like her, don't you? So, yeah, exactly, you like her. So, instead of talking to her armor stand, call her on the phone, you know? It'll be perfect. You're gonna go call her on the phone now. Here we are, a brand new world with horses that live down the road and a sheep who just decided to live alone because his wife broke up with him 2 years ago. And this is where I am going to be showcasing you, showing you the tips of how to build start rooms. Or not how to build start rooms, tips to make better start rooms. Now the first one, to put very simply, is pillars. That's it. That's literally it. Pillars. I'm pretty sure you can figure out exactly what that is means. It's literally just like you use the kind of have it like this, and it looks like it's just being held up in a way that just, and you can do any kind of wood combination really. Like it always works. Like a lot of the time it looks nice, and there are many different pillar designs. Like you get to go with this pillar, or just the same pillar but with I don't know, like having it go all around instead of just around once. Or you don't even have to use logs, or you don't even want to use logs. So you can also do it like this way. I forgot a corner here. Do it like this way, just place there, like that, boom, boom, and then just kind of like place some more here. Get everyone's favorite thing, the debug stick. We're screwed. Or just, and then you just kind of copy this design up a bit. Do that here, and then once again, boom, boom, boop. There we are, and just flip these guys over. Yeah, there's many different pillar designs. Yeah, and you can even just do like a block, but they work and they look nice. Like what I will be doing is I will show you each tip what it looks like in an actual star room. Like I'll build a test one here, and I'll show. And if I've used it in one of my actual star rooms, well, or no, hold on, like I would build like see, we'll show you what it looks like in the star room. This is a start room for a map that I'm still debating if I should post or not. I've kind of abandoned it because she abandoned the project. But yeah, you see pillars. You have the pillars here, and then over here. You have more pillars, and they don't even. These are a different design of pillar. Yeah, and it looks pretty cool. Like, this would have looked kind of bare if there weren't really anything. So yeah, this is what that's. Is this Samantha's pen? Not Samantha's. Snowflakes. My bad. Hello, Snowflake. Yeah, this is the building the town one that I'm debating I should post or not. Still working on it, still in the works. Yeah, that was supposed to be her town, but she's abandoned the project. But anyway, yeah, so that is one tip, and this is also just like a random cool little building. This is downtown core. It was kind of cool, no? Anyway, I'll shut up now. This one is to think outside the box. Which I would showcase it in this world, but it would take a bit to build. But essentially, just think outside the box. Which what I mean by that is do something that that you think, and you're like, hold on a minute, I didn't see a start room like this. So something out of the ordinary. Pretty much, like instead of just doing a basic cube or basic structure, just test your wits. Do something that that is just like randomly comes to mind, even if it's the weirdest thing. If you're a builder or if you're not a really good builder, you can still make it work. And the best example of that is here. Jeff, that was very rude. Outside the box, and he's like, well, I'm sure probably what you're thinking. What's outside the box about this? This looks like a cool extra star room. That's outside the box, literally and figuratively. But if we find our escape route, I don't think there is an escape route. So I usually have escape routes in these ones, but I guess this one doesn't have an escape route. But essentially, let's go to spectator. This is something you wouldn't see every day. A start room underwater, surrounded by like a pen, like a tank. Look over here. These are just like I was testing out ruins. These are ocean ruins, and I was kind of copying them. I really like that ocean ruin, so I would put it in here. Like, look at that. Look at that. See this? You see this, folks? We have ocean ruin right here. There's actually stuff in the chest too, which is kind of cool. You'd have to remove the sand, but there's actually stuff in the chest. A bunch of coral, some seagrass, a little land. This is where they also need access to command blocks. A bit more coral. Yeah, this one is one of my favorite star rooms. I made this star room for another map that I'm currently working on called Randomized Buttons 1. Which is basically where I spun a wheel that had a bunch of different things on it. And, yeah, I spun a wheel that had a bunch of different things on it. And then whatever it gave me would be what I'd build. Like, for example, I'm not going to show you because that would be spoilers. So I do plan to post a video at some point. Yeah, at some point. There's a bunch of notes and stuff. Yeah. So this is thinking outside the box. Now this one. This one I also really like. This is placing blocks at random. And no, I mean, like, not like, oh, there's my start room. Yeah, it's a, I don't know what that is, but it's my start room. Not like that, like, not just spam placing. I mean, like, building, like, a foundation and just, like, going to see where it takes you. Building half of a foundation. I made a whole video on this about a year ago. So if you want more information, you can check out there. But, like, when you go this, and usually you do a full cube, but then you just place blocks randomly, and then you'd have, like, you know, like a cool little foundation thing, and you're like, I kind of like that. So what you do is you would take this little foundation here, and you would turn it into a start room. Then you would finish your foundation. Just, you know, like you like the design or whatever. And if you want, you can even attach it to the original foundation here if you really want to. Although you get one of the weirdest shapes in existence, you can actually turn this into something that looks nice. Like, here's another. This is an actual start room where I use this tip here. Now, I actually lost this file, because since we've changed it, and also it appears that freaking media file was like, no, you can't have this anymore. So you can't even download this world anymore, which is very sad. But it's essentially what this one was there was like a cool little star room type thing here. It's actually really cool. And I built it around terrain. But I used one that like before and just placed the blocks randomly. Like, hold on, let's go over to YouTube here. Like, I placed the blocks at randomly. And where are we? Hold on, where are we? That was loud. But yeah, I placed the blocks at random for the start room. And this is like me kind of.
So there's gonna be 4 AIs. All the bots are created by me. They're all about a year old.
Yeah, it was like a cool start room. I would show you in person, but I actually lost the world file and I can't download from Minecraft maps. So, but Minecraft, so that sucks. Now, this one is kind of self-explanatory. Multiple floors. Instead of just doing just one floor, why don't you add multiple? I mean, this also ties into the next tip I'll show you. Just a little bit, but like, we'll just place something basic here. Like, we'll just do like a very basic platform. No storm's gonna actually be this size. I'm just trying to get this done to show you really quickly. Yeah, but like, this is like multiple floors. You have like a staircase going up it and stuff. You know, the usual. And I've actually used this tip in a lot of my start rooms. Like, a lot of my start rooms. And pretty much, I'd say pretty much every single one of my start rooms, I've used the multiple floors thing. Just because. I'm gonna get like a basic shell going on here. Because, well, it's one of those things that I find one floor star rooms to be kind of boring, in my opinion. You can, like, if you want to go at it, knock yourself out and do one floor star rooms. But what? I can't even place. But yeah, that's just a very basic thing. You could fill in stuff and do multiple floor things. So I have a whole freaking catalog of star rooms I can show you that use this tip. This is a star room for Buttoneer 3. The third entry to Buttoneer that's currently still in the works. Maple isn't You don't start in Maple's pen. You start here. You start down here. Very simple. Well, no, you don't start down here. You start up here. Very simple. So you got the base floor here. Oh no, wait, no, frick. The main area is over here. You got the base floor here. Oh wait, you start down here. Frick. Okay, you got the base floor here. Goodness gracious. You have the whole Hall of Fame thing here as well. Like, this is a map that I've been working on since July. It's, like I said, still in the works. But it's very, very fun. And it's just multiple floors. It's that simple. Like, you have this floor here, you have the armor stand, it's the Hall of Fame. With all the community helpers, the beta tester, and the map creator. Then the shoutouts are just at the end of the hall on the other side of that pillar there. Shout out to the first one. And yeah, just multiple floors. And this also kind of ties into outside the box. What storm do you see the lobby looking into the main area? Rude, Jeff. As Dragon Chef 91 puts it,
I can't remember which one, but I know there was one that was a lot more tight corners than this. That'd probably be my least favorite. I like having more open area to walk in. Now, don't create a map where it's you gotta walk a mile just to get it, but this is where this is an okay level of it.
just enough space. Simple enough. Simple as that. Where you just need, where you just need just enough space. Where it's not tight corners, so you don't feel like all claustrophobic. So like something like this wouldn't work, because this would be like very tight corners. Something like this would work. And the star room he described, that was the perfect amount of it. Well, he described in the video. I don't know if I showed you that. In the video, he described Button Zek's Life in Chunks, a map made about a year ago that is the perfect amount of it. And I think that star will be the perfect example of this. Like, essentially, this space will be perfect enough. This, no, don't want to do this. Yeah. So, and also, another example with just enough space, I would say, is the one we started in for International Button Finding. But, that video is a year old. So, Dragon Chef 91 puts it as, Button Zek's Life in Chunks was the perfect amount of just the right space. And, well, I will show you just the right space. You can go a little over, but don't go too overboard, like he said himself. But you can go a little under, but don't go too low, because, you know, well, you'll end up with that. This is the star room he described. The star room I made for, made back in May of 2024, so it's over a year old now. And, and it's exactly a chunk. It is the exact size of a chunk. It fits perfectly in, Adventure. It fits perfectly in a chunk. Oh wait. It fits perfectly. That is the wrong one. It fits perfectly in a chunk, as you can see here. And Dragon Chef 91 describes it as the perfect amount. You also have the Hall of Fame over here. Very small crew here. We got the two creators. You got the testers here, and there's a camel outside somewhere. Then over here you have the actual level selection area. See how it fits perfectly in the chunk. And we go down here. We say hello to Joe. This is when Jeff wasn't a thing. So you know it's old. If Jeff wasn't a thing, you know it's old. That is hitboxes. I don't want hitboxes. So if Jeff wasn't a thing, you know it's old. Because Jeff's been a character since Community Edition. He appeared once in Community Edition. My sister loved him, and he's been appearing ever since. These are all chunk levels. And that is the actual view of the star room. He describes it as just the right amount of the size. And like I said, you can go over this, you can go over this, but not too over, as he said. But like my the star room we started in for international button finding, that's a decent example. And that star room I just quickly built up very quickly for the 2-floor one, that is not a very decent example. Quite obviously. But yeah, this is a map I made a while ago. It still is probably one of my better maps, I'd say. And well, it also has the perfect amount. So win-win. And yes, you go through the bedrock. I bet you didn't know this, but the lobby is through the bedrock. There's literally the area if you're inside the bedrock. Kinda cool, am I right? But yeah. So those are 5 star room tips from a map creator to make decent maps for yours. But we're not going to end it just there. Oh, no. I'm going to take every single one of these tips you saw in this video, and I'm going to put them all together in one star room, just so you can see the effect of how they work. This includes the just the right space, the multiple floors, just all of it. All of it will go into one star room, and you can see for yourself exactly what it could look like if you took all these tips and put them into one of your star rooms. Here you are. This is a very rough idea of what your one could look like if you added all the tips yourself. I'm obviously not going to use a star room. There's also a few errors. It's also very bare because this is a test star room. Like, there's the outside the box thinking. That right there is your outside the box thinking. This is your multiple floors. Wait, do you see him go by? Whee! This is your multiple floors, just the right space. Well, these are your pillars. And honestly. And also, oh yeah, those were pillars. And this was your placing at random. This is what it started out as. And that is a rough idea of what a star room could look like, adding all those tips. This is obviously a very rough idea, so there's some things that could definitely be tweaked. It's just to show you how unique your star room could be by adding 2 minecart tracks. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for bearing with me to the end. This took me about 24 minutes to make. So not too long compared to some other ones I've made. But again, very rough idea. So yeah, this took me about 24 minutes. And this is what your star room's gonna look like, or like, you know, with uniqueness. I bet you've never seen a star room like this before. So yeah. There isn't much to say, other than, I hope you all have a super califragilistically awesome day, and see you guys next time.